Oh, we're soundless?
Yeah.
We've got sound now, we're fine.
We're fine now?
Can do it again!
Good.
Kev, go get.
If this isn't the most, like, ragtag way of starting something...
That's fine.
It's first week, man.
Exactly.
Shit happens.
All right, Kim, go again.
I mean, stuff.
All right. I'm a normal chemist, and I'll be playing our bard Free.
I'm Esper the Dragon, and I'm going to be playing the High Elf Rogue Alakian, and looking forward to getting started. So, yeah.
Perfect. Go ahead, Grizz.
Oh. Hi, I'm Grizzlock. You can find me at everything at Grizzlock. I'll be playing Wade.
Great! Fantastic! Daito?
I'm Dido. I will be playing Thyra, the half-orc barbarian.
Cool. And last, but very much not least... Go ahead, Felix.
Oh,
Me. I'm Undead Fearless. Undead Fearless or Undead. I will be playing the half-elven warlock Isabel.
So as you can see, we're all very new to this sort of thing, but that's fine.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
now we're professional as heck, dude. What do you mean?
We got this.
I mean, not all of us.
We're raking in that sweet Twitch money, bro. Let's do it.
Well,
That's what I'm
anyway.
here for, guys.
Yeah, dude.
It's all about.
Anyway, enough of the dilly-dallying around. I'm gonna try and focus on getting the stream as good as possible, but we'll go for gameplay first, I think, because that's more important. So, is everyone ready to dive in?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great stuff. So, welcome, everyone, to Emoris. The year is 1962 PR. It is a land of presumptuous peace. The mass is split into many different countries, and historically conflict has risen and fell, intermingling between lands of conflicting interests and desires. However, on this warm Triskel morning, the continent is at peace. In fact, it has been for the better part of the last century, with aid from the Table of Equilibrium and the shattering of tyrannical monarchies in place of democratic diplomacy. From the deep, mineral-rich land and beautiful Thesp mountain range of Akavik, to the vast desert lands sprinkled with oases like the life-giver Way of Zeri, to the rugged port towns of the Aeacrin coast and beyond, the international politics keeps a sense of community across borders and races. However, our tale does not begin with factors of international power or deep-seated magical research. Instead, we begin as a group of destinies are unwittingly thrust together for better or for worse. We start our adventure as a figure rises to consciousness from a deep, low slumber. You've been sleeping for what feels like days, and your wrists and ankles ache from being bound. As you come to consciousness, you recognize that you're lying down, and your face is in the dirt. Or, no, it doesn't feel like dirt. It's warm and granulated, and as you begin to pull yourself up, you can feel gravity kick in as small beads of fine sand start to fall from your face. As you brush the hair from your eyes and wipe the remaining sand off your face, Daito, if you're there, are you there?
She's here now.
I'm here.
Okay.
Would
she's
you please describe your character for us?
Me? She is very tall, very muscular, long, dark hair, shaved on one side. She's green with like white claw marks across her face. And she is very pissed off.
Great. So as you push yourself up off the ground, your hands start to sink into the sand that's around you. It's not familiar to you. Last time you checked, you weren't in like a sandy area. but I gotta move your face cams. It's all messed up today. But yeah, as you wake up and pull yourself to consciousness, you are in a room. What is the first thing that you would like to do?
I would like to try and break free.
Break free of what?
Am I tied up still?
You are not tied up.
Are there conscious people around me?
There is no one conscious, but as you look around, this is what I will say. Let me actually, for reference's sake, pull you over to our first map.
Ooh.
So, as you look around, you can see that you are in a long, sort of rectangular room. It's sand on the floor, and you're in... It's probably no more than 5 feet wide and a lot longer down the sides of you. You can see that there are iron bars to your left and right. As you go down the far end of the room, you can find that there is a small wall at either end. And as you sort of pick yourself up and awake to consciousness, you can see there is a familiar figure unconscious on the ground next to you.
I guess I'll go up to Isabel. I will try and wake her up.
Sure. Felis,
Yes.
you are unconscious.
Yeah.
Like your compatriot here, feels like you've been unconscious for a while. As you sort of awaken a little bit, you can feel that your wrists and your ankles ache in the same way that they did for Thyra. And you can feel her start to try and push you awake a little bit. But her pushing you awake doesn't wake you up. You're still in a manner of unconsciousness. And as you start to hear her say your name, there is another voice that rings louder than any others that you can hear around you. It comes from the back of your head. It says one word and one word only. Hungry. And you wake up.
Should I describe my character?
Go ahead.
Isabel is a very short, dangerously thin half-elf. Short, blonde hair, sunken eyes, hollow cheeks. Looks a bit like a starved dog. Yeah, it's probably the closest way to describe her. And she just looks scared right now.
Okay, so as you wake up, Thyra is kneeling down above you, shaking you awake. You come to consciousness, you are still lying face down in the sand, in the same room that she is. Not familiar to you, and she's right there. What would you like to do?
I will look at Thyra and remembering, sort of thinking about the voice, the familiar voice in my head. I will just try to... Oh no!
The camera's gone, he's dead!
Sorry,
He's just gonna fall
I am
over
using
and
my
die.
cell phone. I will just try to get away from Thyra.
Okay, yeah, sure. It's an unusual sight, Thyra. I mean, you've seen Isabel do some weird stuff. But as you kneel over her and try and force her to be awake, she suddenly jolts up and sort of sits on her ass and scurries away from you as much as possible.
Are our weapons around anywhere?
You go to feel where the familiar axe is on your back, and it is not there. As you look around, it's in this room. It's just all like a big open space of nothing but sand. There are bars to your right, there are bars to your left, and on the far sides There are walls with similar bars, just not all the way through them. I'm talking about like this one over here. My cursor's gone. Be this one over here and on the other side.
Are there any other unconscious people in our, I don't know, cell or whatever?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
We know
The
what happened last
first-
time. I rolled
First
the
roll
first
of
one.
this stream.
10.
Okay, 10's good enough for me. There are no unconscious people in this room, but as you get up and sort of pace around to see what else is there, you go to either ends of this like long, almost rectangular chamber, and you can see through the bars in those two walls on either side. You see on the one on the left, or I'll go on the one on the right first because Isabel's away from you. On the one on the right, you can see another unconscious figure. Can't make out much, but they appear to be female, with horns protruding from the top of the head. And as you go to the left, you see another unconscious figure. This one looks male. You can't make out race or anything like that, but you do notice a very large, like, straw hat with a wide brim. And both of them are unconscious as well.
Can I get to any of these bodies?
You can't go through the walls, if that's what you mean. They're too far away from you to do that. But you are standing in this chamber. You know that there are two other people in adjacent chambers, and Isabel is still near you, looking at you a bit shocked, but seeming to regain composure.
At this point, I'll try to look around as well.
Sure, make a perception check.
All right, see what I can get. That's a That's a natural 20.
Hey!
Well done.
That was quick. That was
Great.
quick.
That was quick, man.
Yeah, because I love using my nat 20s on perception checks.
What a
That's what I
I
need.
think it's fun.
Yeah, it's
The
great.
only thing they're good for.
So, as you look around the room that you're in a little bit, you go to either end of the wall, and you can see, much like your compatriot did, the two figures in either opposing chambers. As you look down this way, right here, you also see an adjacent room, but there's no open doorway. It's like a long cloth hanging over the top of it that's draped all the way down to the floor. There appears to be an opening inside of it, but you can't really make out through that. And as you look to your left, I'm actually going to go ahead and open almost all of the map here for you guys. As you look to the left, you can see a massive open arena.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
As you put your hands to the bars and sort of look inwards, you see a large, like, circular, almost circular area of just sand. And on top of the sand, there are spatters of blood, broken wood, there are bodies, and there are figures fighting amongst these bodies, sort of stepping over them, working around them. Not all these bodies are humanoid. Some of them appear to be bestial in nature. And as you look up from this commotion, you can see a large, like, ring of people. Very much like, sort of like a crowd in a circus. They're all focusing on the center, and there are rows of people up and, like, outwards. There's a lot of, like, commotion there, there's cheering, and as you put your hands to the bars, you can feel them sort of shake a little bit, probably from the movement around there. You see, in the center of this arena, there is one humanoid left standing. Appeared to be half-elf, in dark leather. You recognize them. They are the person who was in the cart with you when you came here. And they seem to be fighting. With perception check of 20, you'll be able to make it out. It's a hyena.
Oh.
And there's, as they sort of twirl around, he has a short sword and he's slashing and hacking at it, and it's sort of circling the edge of the arena with a low growl. It's looking in at him, and they are, for all intents and purposes, fighting.
I will continue to watch and look for a weak bar, or something I could break out of, trying to get out of here.
Okay, I wouldn't say you need to roll for this. There aren't any weak bars where you are. Whatever you are leaning against, it appears to be pretty strong. From what you can discern, where you are right now is absolutely intended to hold people.
Yeah.
So it's very, very difficult for you to bend the bars. As you feel them, there's that similar vibration among them, but they are hard iron. There's not really any easy way to break them.
Well, I'll try anyways, even if it's fruitless.
I'm gonna help.
Okay, it's going to be a really high DC. Go ahead
give it a
and
shot.
make a, I guess just a straight strength check.
All right.
Both of us are missed him.
Yeah, you can assist.
That's an 8.
With advantage?
With advantage? Let's see. Oh, that's a little bit better. That is a 17 with advantage.
I'll say 17 probably isn't high enough to meet the DC of physically bending iron bars. But
Yeah,
you got a hell of a
I don't
go.
think it would be.
You seem to dent it a little bit. I mean, there's a little bit of a bowing there, but yeah, there's no luck in
For a little half-starved thing.
Sure. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of a nick in it where it's starting to bend over, but yeah, you can't physically break through them at this point. So
I guess I'll just
there are this
stop.
figure fighting in front of you, and then there are these two people to your left and right through small, a window-like area in a wall on the left and right, and there is Thyra still standing next to you, trying to help you break apart these bars.
Is there any rocks on the ground, big enough to throw, or is it just sand?
I'll say if you put your hand through the slats, you can probably reach to find a small sort of stone. It's not very big. There are stones out in the arena that you can see.
Yeah, I wanted to grab one and throw it at one of the unconscious people, try to wake them up.
Sure. Do you want to do the man or the woman?
I think the man's closer to me, so I'll try him.
Okay. I guess go ahead and make an attack roll. Just any attack roll.
Sure. Let's see what I can get.
Kill me with a damn rock.
That is a 15.
Okay. Yeah. It's Grizz. What's your AC?
13.
Yeah.
You
I don't want to throw it hard enough to hurt him, just to jolt him awake.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw it to knock him unconscious again.
Grizz, you are unconscious. And despite the commotion outside and the way that your wrists and ankles hurt from where you were hogtied before, you're having a nice dream.
Yeah.
It's not unpleasant. You can dream about whatever you would like to dream about. And suddenly, as you're getting to some good part, maybe you're eating something tasty,
Oh, yeah.
a rock hits you smack in the temple. It's not enough to damage you, but it is enough to sort of shake you awake a little bit.
Ma, 5 more minutes. Come on.
Why don't you go
Wake up,
ahead
you daft bastard!
and
Alright.
describe your character
up.
for us?
All right. So laying face down in the dirt is a half-elven man with big boots. In his big muddy boots are his big baggy pants stuffed in, held up by suspenders. He's wearing a white, kind of, of the time shirt, frilly-ish, and it's like cuffed up above his elbow, tied. And then over that, he has a alligator skin poncho. And then on his head, he's wearing a big straw hat. He's got blonde hair and green eyes, and yeah, that's it. That's Wade.
Sure. So Isabel, you see this figure shout out to his mother, and then start to stand up a little bit and turn to see you.
Oi, you right?
Yeah, I'm fine. What's going on?
Do you think I have a fucking clue? I woke up in here the same as you.
Well, a
Me
second
and
ago, I was
The
eating.
big one back there.
I look around to finally realize where we are.
Yeah, you see, this woman is like peering through the bars. Her face is all like pushed up in a little bit, and behind her you can just see like a sliver of a green face with like a white stripe down it. You can see to your left is the same commotion, and as you walk around the room up to, I guess behind you will be up to the highest point. There is a familiar wall with bars and a window in them, and through them you can see your elvish companion lying there face down in the dirt.
He's in the arena.
No, he's in another room similar to you.
Oh, okay, I see. All right. Yeah, I have some crazy dreams sometimes, man. This gotta be one of those. They get pretty vivid.
No, it's not a dream. No, this is real life.
All right. So what you're saying is we're kind of screwed, man. Okay.
Aye, aye.
All right. Let me. That's my buddy over there. I'm gonna go get him. All right.
All right, you do that. I'll be here, I guess.
I will head over. I'll head over to try and wake up Esprit.
Sure. How do you want to wake him up?
I'm going to. Do I have? That's a good question. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna grab the same rock that hit me in the back of the head. I'm gonna throw it at him.
Yay!
This is not gonna go well.
Don't roll low.
What do I add for a rock?
This would be,
I
I
just
guess,
think
your
dex.
dex mod because it's a finesse weapon. I guess.
Okay, so that's 12.
12. Esprit, what's your AC?
15.
It doesn't hit the figure that's lying down, face down, ass up in the air. But what you do hit is one of the. It sort of like hits the sand and goes ting as it hits one of the bars and sort of just resonates there. It is enough to wake you up, Esprit. So why don't you go ahead and describe your character for us?
Alakian is a high elf, and he's got about shoulder length hair, ears still kind of poking out through it. Wearing just leather clothes except for his tunic, which looks kind of like chainmail or scale mail, something like that, but doesn't make any sound. So.
Okay. As you hear the sound of metal reverberating around you, you come to consciousness with your face in the warm sand. It's like gently heating your skin. And as you arise, you can hear the familiar sounds of commotion and also Wade.
Hey, Alicane. Alicane. Wake up, man.
What do you want?
Look around, man.
Where are we?
I have no clue. I was hoping you know.
How would I know? I've been
All right,
unconscious, same as you.
Yeah, well, I kind of thought that you might have been the one to do this. On account of you not seeming like the nicest guy last time.
Yeah, I totally knocked myself unconscious and am laying face first in the dirt.
Well, yeah, I put it together now. But all right. Point taken.
have you found anything while you've been awake?
Yeah, there's like a green people over there with a thing on their face talking to me. More,
Yeah,
I'm
as you like stand up a little bit, you can look through the bars and past the fighting, which you are now seeing. There is a very tall, like green-skinned woman, and an average height elven woman who just looks very, very skinny. They are also behind bars, but they're on the opposite side of where you are.
Hey, I forgot to ask your name.
Just call me Izzy.
All right, Izzy. This is Izzy. Hey, Alicane. This is Izzy. Izzy Alicane. You know, we're acquainted now.
Kind of wave through the bars if she can see me. I'll kind of just wave through the bars.
If you could pick locks, if you get out of here, just... Oh, we're fucked.
An important thing to note here as well is that while there is one wall with a window with a bar in on the one side of you, Alakian, the other side does not have a wall. It's just a straight open passageway. And not from this angle, you wouldn't be able to see, but if you walked a little bit further, you could also see the unconscious body of your other compatriot from...
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna do that. If I see like there's no wall, I'm just gonna go and walk around, see if I can get to the people on the other side, and then I'll see.
Yeah,
further.
you walk down the passageway. As you come up, you can see your tiefling friend lying unconscious on the floor, and past her there is another wall which bars the two people that you are now beginning to meet, and you. But yeah, your friend is on the floor.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and wake her up.
Sure, you don't need to make a check for that. You just shake her awake. She's right there.
Okay. I was gonna do something rude, but I'll just not do it.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Throw the rock, man. Throw the rock.
I was just gonna
Yeah,
slap her
the
in the
same
face.
rock.
I was gonna throw a rock.
Pick
Actually, I
up
had
the
a
same
different
rock
idea,
and just
but-
smash her in the head.
Okay, well, I will say, instead of... You know, most people when they see an unconscious person tend to rouse them nicely, as subtly and politely as possible. Alakian doesn't do that. You walk up to her, like, stand over her. Not enough to hurt, like, lasting hurt necessarily, but it is enough for you to go and, like, sort of, like, shock yourself awake. You are... Where you were now asleep, you are, like, real conscious. Yeah, Kem, if you would like to introduce your character.
So Free is a tiefling woman, somewhere probably between 20 and 30. She's got more of a peachy red skin, not too dark because don't know that yet. She's got horns that poke up and go up about 6 inches above her head, bright blue eyes, no pupil as usual. She's got thick, curly, red purple hair, some beading through it. Her clothes are a little nicer, though a little frayed on the end. Then as she gets up, you can see that she doesn't wear shoes because she has hooved feet, and she does not look very happy with Lekian right now.
Sure, so as you awake, you can see Alakian standing over you, hand still on the corner from where he has essentially backhanded you. And yeah, you feel a sudden surge of anger, but also recognition because he is, you know, you have met him before.
Whoa. I just want to make sure you're alive, and it's the best way I can tell. So, you're awake.
Yes, by slapping someone.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, man.
I'll remember that next time then, dear.
All right, thanks, appreciate it. Before you do too much, though, we're trapped. So, welcome to the party.
Oh, lovely. She's just gonna use prestidigitation to like clean the sand off herself because she can.
Sure, yeah, you mutter a few arcane words and sort of like, you don't physically make contact with your skin, but you do sort of brush with a ways away, and as she does that, Alakian, you watch as all the sand sort of just sifts away and falls to the ground.
Much.
That's a neat trick.
Mm-hmm. Then I don't feel kind enough to return that favor right now.
That's fine. I like being dirty.
Dean Wade, he was in the thing with the carriage? How did he get here? I don't know.
All I know is we're here. We weren't here before, and we were in carriage rides on the way here. That's all I know. Other than looks like we're in an arena, so probably best get ready to fight.
Yeah, and when he says this, you look to your left, and you can also see this half-elf man fighting this hyena. As the rest of you will watch as well, from where he was, they were sort of like a ways away from each other, sort of squaring each other down. They are now in the thick of it. The half-elf is looking hurt, bloodied, messy. He's clutching his arm that's holding the sword. And the hyena as well is also looking like it's taken a few hits. You all watch on as the beast runs up from a ways away and jumps on him and starts to physically bite down on him as he falls to the ground. There is a spray of blood, and he is now but another of the bodies that are on the floor.
Oops. Probably should have saved him, huh?
As you all
He's just sleeping.
watch this happen, for some of you, a familiar voice rings out from somewhere above. You all hear, "Well, my friends, I have promised you a show, and the show I have most definitely delivered!" And you can hear the crowd roar with excitement. As you look around, most of the people are like jumping up, clapping, and cheering. There are a few disappointed faces, which you aren't necessarily expecting. They sort of just look down, or arms crossed, or angry. But for the most part, there is a lot of cheering. He continues. "So far, our performances have been a little disappointing, I will admit, but the entertainment is magnificent." The crowd again, wow, cheers for them. The hyena, by the way, is still biting down on this man, sort of like eating away at the flesh, but the crowd is loving it. For whatever reason, you aren't familiar with this sort of thing, but the crowd is still cheering on and whooping, and they are loving it. He says, "But don't worry, my friends, for this would not be the fine work of Isaf Vidya if I did not save our best performers for last. We will clear our stage and begin the final round of today shortly. Please bear with us while we take care of our arena." And he sort of clicks his fingers, and you can see where there are sets of seats and people in them. In front of them, there is each posted one thuggish-looking person. Alakin, you recognize them because they helped to abduct you, along with the rest of your friends. And you see, as he clicks his fingers, one of them pulls an arrow from the back and readies a bow, pointing down at the hyena. As it finishes feasting, it gets up and starts to walk away, but it's limping, it's very heavily injured, and the arrow, as it falls to the ground, and they begin to climb down to start dragging the bodies off into a corner. What would you all like to do?
I'm gonna look at whichever one is closest to me. I'm just gonna yell at him, hey, bud, fuck you."
He,
Seconded.
this would be the one probably dragging the hyena away. He sort of pulls his arrow out. There's a little bit of arterial spray that goes out the top of it. He turns around. You can't see a face or anything because the face is covered by like almost like a bandana at the bottom and like a low-hanging hat with no brim. He sort of just looks over at you, nods, and keeps going about his work.
I got two of them, buddy!
You get the sense that these people aren't really supposed to talk to you. The interaction was very, very brief, and he's
That's
pulling
fine.
the hyena
Makes
away.
me feel better. Am I able to see where, like, we would have come in? Like, are there like doors, like barred doors behind us? Is
Yeah.
it like there's a hatch up top that we got dropped in from, or what?
Absolutely. So as you walk around this area that you are in, you can see there is a corridor up here on your up at the, I guess, north of where you were resting, right here.
Okay.
And there is another like sort of short corridor room over here to where Free was.
Okay.
The one at the top, you can see there are bars on your side, and then there's the room, and then bars beyond that. But past that area, you see draped like curtains that open up, and you can see beyond them there is like an endless plain of sand dunes. No life that you can see, but there is like a long, vast desert. And as you walk to the other side, where your other room was, you can essentially see a continuation of the corridor down there that sort of stops, and to the right of it you can see stairs that you imagine go up to where the spectators are sitting.
Okay. Is the area above us, like, is it closed off or is it open? Like, are there bars up top or is it solid?
No, it's like a solid platform above you. There's a roof above you for sure, and then
Okay.
above the roof is the seats, and then on the sort of, I guess, where the ceiling would be, it's just like a large tent-like structure.
Okay. Can I try and pick the lock, like the door behind Kim? The one that's over here?
As you
Or not?
go to reach for your thieves' tools and where you normally keep them, you fumble around. Most of them are there. Your lockpicks are not.
Alright. It's worth a shot.
So, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Aye, Granuel. Prepare for a fight, you can.
I was a little hungry.
Let me
Looks like
actually-
plenty of food out there.
Aye, there is. Aye, there is.
I get into like a fighting stance, even though I have no weapons.
Sure. So yeah, you stand there, fists up, ready for whatever's going to come towards you. Even though there is like just a, as you look into the arena, there is no one like immediately in front of you. There are just people dragging bodies and carcasses off towards one of the corners.
Question.
Answer.
Did the half elf that was in the arena, did she have any kind of weapon, or was she just bare knuckle box?
It was a he, and he did have
Sorry.
a short sword that he was using to slash at the hyena. They don't do anything with that. It's still on his body, but they drag him over and they throw him in a corner.
Okay.
Do I see that as well? The
Yeah,
sword.
you all do. Absolutely.
While he was hidden.
Hey, Elikane. That is free with you? Did I hear free?
You
Uh,
certainly did.
I'm standing right next to her.
Hey, how's it going, free? Man,
Could be better.
Elikane, you got all luck, man. Over there, free. I'm by myself. I'm gonna get that sword now. All right, over there. I think we might need that. Can I cast a Mage Hand and grab the sword? How much was a sword weigh? I think I probably could.
What is the carrying limit for Mage Hand?
10 pounds.
10 pounds.
Yeah, I think you could pick it up. I would say go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. Interesting.
It's not like it's an invisible hand.
Yeah. Okay. That's a 19.
19, yeah. While the guards are throwing the bodies, there are about 4 humanoid bodies and 5 different hyenas. As they throw them away and cast them to the side, they turn around and go back to get more. And you ever so subtly mime, like you're pushing buttons in the sky, and suddenly, like an invisible hand starts to slowly lift the sword and drag it over to you. It's leaving like a groove in the sand, but it is starting to drag the sword over to you.
Good. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue reeling that in.
Sure, yeah. Okay. Yeah, as you are pulling the sword along, it's leaving like ever so slight little like trails of sand to either side. It feels like it's a long time because there are people around that you are trying to be sneaky from, and you're not the most comfortable doing that. You haven't had the most experience in like pulling swords along grounds when you're captive. So it feels like it's a long time, but eventually the sword does make its way through the bars to you.
Okay. I want to go bring it over to Elikane. I'm gonna put my face up against the bars. Hey, Elikane! Elikane!
What's up?
I got you something.
What?
And I'll take the sword and I'll try and slide it through to him. You're pretty good with these, right?
I'm all right. I'll take the sword.
Wait. No, I'm fighting him for it.
Okay.
Wait.
Both of you make a strength check.
Strength check? All right.
Yeah.
Just straight strength?
Straight strength.
That's a nat 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo!
9.
Okay. Yeah, so Wade, as you go to put it through the bars, you're going point first, which is strange. So you pull it point first, and he sort of like clasps it in between his hands on either side of the flat end of the blade and starts pulling it back. And you're like, wait, and you start pulling it forward. But you're not outpowering him, and he is pulling at the same time, and he pulls back further, and actually like slips back and kind of like falls over a little bit. The sword goes to the ground. But it's still within the room that you are in, Elikane.
Elikane!
What?
Wait, are you trying to tell me you're not that good with swords?
I mean,
I thought you were good with them.
you saw what I did to those other creatures. Like, that was okay, but I'm not the best.
Would you prefer that I try and give it to one of our friends over there?
No, I'm good.
All right. Just making sure.
I know my skills. I don't know their skills.
Okay.
Okay. As the group of guards finish loading up the bodies, they climb their way back up onto their podiums in front of where the crowd are. Only 2 of them drop down. There are still more around, which actually I'll show you right now that they are up here. So you can sort of tell from where the voices are coming from that the guards are posted on the 4 corners, and then the man, Isaf, is up above somewhere. As they climb back up onto their individual podiums, the familiar voice rings out again. He says, "Well, my friends, it is time to introduce our final contestants for the day. Our first is a half-orc female. A strong fighter, but no magic suspected. We found her and her compatriot after they had just killed a bear by themselves. Bidding starts at 1,000 gold. And Thyra and Isabel, you watch as the bars in front of you that lead towards the arena swing open, and you now have access to the floor in front of you. He continues.
I'm gonna take a look around. Do I see any other weapons that are close-ish?
Not yet. If you wanted to go find them, you suspect that there are probably some in that pile, but you would have to like dig in. It would take you a while, and it's not. It wouldn't be secret, you know. So it's up to you. If you want to go and start trying to do that, then you can. Isaf continues. He says, her compatriot is elf, female, little bit skinny, but possesses great strength. No magic suspected. Bidding starts at 1,000 gold. And Isabel, the door's already open for you, but you can, you and Thyra both can follow in if you want to.
If this is what I think it is, I would like to woo the crowd, I guess.
Sure, how
Sort
do you
of
want to
play
do
to
that?
the crowd. Just be theatrical.
Make a performance check for me.
Yay. That is only a 10.
Okay, as the doors open for you, Thyra is a little bit nervous to go out compared to you. She sort of starts stepping out earnestly, but not, but cautiously. You,
Yeah.
on the other hand, sort of like run out with a little bit of a spring in your step and throw your arms up and start trying to cheer. There are a lot of shocked and surprised faces at this. It's not often that the contestants are happy to be here, but you do see a couple of people like, yeah, like.
If they want
Ramping up
a
for you.
show, I'm gonna give them a fucking show.
There you go. So yeah, you start making your way into the center of the arena.
I'll move up there.
He says, our next 3 performers managed to kill a group of mephits alone. First is male, elf, very dexterous and very sneaky. Talks a lot. No magic suspected. Bidding starts at 1,000 gold. And Alakian, these doors up here, the two of them, open up for you as well.
Walk out, sword in hand. Just walk out. We'll do.
Okay. He says, next up is Tiefling, female, instrumentally gifted, magic highly suspected. Bidding starts at 1,200 gold. And free the bars open for you as well.
She does not look very impressed and is just gonna kind of cross her arms and like stay where she is.
Okay, yeah. You can stay there. The crowd sort of looks over to your gate eagerly. A couple of eagle-eyed viewers sort of notice you leaning against the back bar, still standing there with your arms crossed. Nothing is done to poke you in at the moment, but you are just sort of standing there a little bit. A moment passes. There is like a tense silence, and you probably can't see from here, but Thyra, Isabel, and Lakin, you can all see that Isaf is like holding his hands up, waiting for Free to come out. Has a look of minor agitation on his face, and sort of calls down to one of the guards, who retreats back beyond the stairs. Free, you do notice that one of the guards comes up behind you with a short sword and begins to just walk up to the bars, and he starts to try and poke you in the back to get you to move forward. He's not saying anything, he's just poking you.
I'll just slightly
Okay,
out
yeah.
of his reach.
You just step into the arena, and as you turn around, like give him a scowl, he puts his sword away, runs back up to where he is. He's eager to get back to his post. Isaf finally says, the last is half-elf, male. Evidence of ability to kill alligators, as well as magical beings like mephits. Magic highly suspected. Bidding starts at 1,200 gold. Bidding for the whole group starts at 5,000 gold pieces. And Wade, the door's open for you as well.
Yeah, I start stepping out and I take my hat off. I'm like, hey, I'm like, wait, I'm like looking around at the crowd. It's like, 12,000 for me. Wow, you guys are generous. Okay.
You hear a familiar voice in your head as well that says, hey man, I don't think you should just calm down. Don't advertise yourself so much. You don't want to be taken by these people.
Wait,
I have so many questions.
they're not. Oh, all right. I thought they were giving me the gold. Okay. Yeah.
No, they want the gold. They want to give the gold to him for you. You're gonna be like, taken or something. And I'm gonna be taken, and I don't want that.
All right. Okay. Well, never mind then. I'll take it back, guys.
Yeah. Isabel
hear
and
him talking
Thyra,
to
this
himself?
is a strange sight to you. You watch as he walks out and says his phrase, and then suddenly just stops. And a minute passes, and then he goes, "Nah, never mind. I'm fine." It's a strange thing to watch, but I mean, this man looks a bit strange.
I feel a little bit of kinship with him in a weird way.
It's strange how that happens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not planned.
Yeah, so you are all now in the center of this arena, and you watch as the gates behind all of you shut back closed. Now that you're all here, is there anything that you would all like to do?
Is there a hyena body near me?
They're all just sort of thrown over into a pile on the side. I would say if you want to go up to them, you can.
I will definitely go up to one of the bodies, and rip off one of the legs and then eat it.
Yeah, make a strength check for me.
I can do that. That is a 13.
Okay, you find one of the bodies on top of the pile, and as you go up and sort of like plant your foot on the sternum, on the chest, and sort of try and yank the leg away, you feel a little bit of give, almost like a bone snapping or dislocating, but it doesn't come off. You aren't pulling hard enough to get the flesh off. So I'll say, if you want to try and I guess get help with it, then I'll let someone else come in and roll, or you can just start munching on it as it is.
Fuck it, I'll just start tearing into the hyena's body.
Okay, yeah, sure. So everyone else, you watch as this very, very skinny, like ribs showing, tiny stomach and waist, elven woman walks up to this pile of bodies and just starts like trying to dig her hand into the flesh and scoop it up and thrust it down her throat. It's really strange, really unnerving.
I'm gonna be looking for an abandoned weapon.
Okay. I'll say as Isabel is doing this, the crowd is noticing this and starting to like. There are murmurs in between them. There's a lot of talking about as this like spray of blood is coating the floor. I'll say go ahead and make a perception check for me.
17.
Yeah, you see the hilt of another short sword hanging out from underneath one of the bodies in the pile. If you wanted to go over there, you would have to walk right next to Isabel.
I'm okay with that. It's not the first time I've seen this.
Okay, yeah, so you walk up, grab the sword. Isabel, are you doing anything?
I'm just continuing to eat the body. I want to eat as much as I can of the hyena before whatever starts.
Sure. So, Thyra, as you grab the handle of the short sword, you pull it out, and along the blade, about a third of it is good. A third of it is like fairly solid steel, and then the top 2/3 just turns into rusty, like dark metal. There's a chip in one of the sides. And as you flick through all the bodies to see if you can find any other weapons of the same thing, a lot of it is just rusted and chipped. There are nicks in the blades. You understand that whatever this is, normally the fighters aren't very well equipped, and you aren't sure whether that's because they aren't fighters to begin with, or whether they're just provided with bad weapons.
I'm just gonna drop it. It's not usable.
Okay. While you're here, because you're also high in perception, you also see the other two guards, the ones on the left, start to make their way around the other side of... They're going towards the back of the crowd, but on the opposite side of where Freeze guards were. So they're going over to the left, and Freeze are going over to the right. Isaf calls out again. He says, "Well, I think the time has come. Please present them with their equipment." And one of them starts to throw over bits of weaponry. You will see in the center of the pit lands a very large black-colored axe. There is, I think there's a hand axe in there. There's a short wooden rod that the guard sort of looked at it and just chucked it out. It's got a bit of string on the end. All of your weapons have been returned.
Isabel will run over and pick up her brass knuckles.
And I will definitely take my axe.
I'm gonna go grab my rapier and longbow.
Yep,
God,
right.
I'm gonna stick with the string. All right.
Stick with the string.
You definitely are going Huckleberry Finn.
So, Wade, you're closest. As you go and pick up your pole, you turn around and you see the two guards that were above you are now in the room behind where you were unconscious. They sort of duck in, and there's a bit of commotion in there, but you don't hear what's going on. The voice rings out again. I think it is time for us to get to the main event. Let's start things off a little bit slowly. We'll make it easy for them. Guards, please bring out the creatures. And those two guards emerge from that room holding like a large box or cage. It's made of metal and it's like got a drape over it. They sort of thrust it like hard up against the central bar right here. And the cloth is still covering it, but they thrust it up and you can hear a little tiny bit of movement from inside. What do you all choose to do?
How far away from my weapon am I? Or did I already pick it up?
You've all picked up your weapons. The guards are over here, and now you all have this arena to move around in, except for any other bars that are there.
I'm gonna. So which one? Which bar is it? It's like these here that they're pressed up.
Yeah.
Pressed up against.
Yeah, those ones.
I'm going to knock an arrow and aim it that direction and wait for whatever creature it is to come out.
Sure. So yeah, as you do that, you see one of them. Actually, no, it wouldn't be one of them over there. You see the central set of bars just start to raise ever so slightly, upwards about 5 feet, and the two guards that are there lift up the drape and then a metal gate in front of the cage. As they slam it against where the open space is, you see 3 small humanoid-ish figures emerge. They're strange. They're about 2 or 3 feet tall, made almost entirely of what looks like bark. And they, as they sort of tumble out, they come over a few feet and start to pick themselves up. So, I would like for everybody to roll initiative.
Are they snarling or anything, or are they just kind of there, kind of looking scared, timid-ish?
It hasn't been enough time for that to happen.
Okay. It's like they just came out.
They just came out.
You think you wasted your natural 20 on a perception check? Natural 20.
I'll send
Okay.
this one over there.
Got an initiative?
Yep.
I got a 19 on my initiative, so total 23 for me.
17.
17 as well.
Ooh, we
Let
both got voices in our head. We both rolling 17s. I think this
Yeah.
is start of a good friendship.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did see me eat a corpse, right?
So, who got 20 to 25?
22.
Okay, so
23.
Oh, damn. So, Aleki and you go first. And then Thyra. 20 to 15.
Oh, 17.
17.
Okay.
Who has a higher dex? I got a 3.
I have a 1.
Okay.
So, Wade, you go first. 17,
Oh, great. They're right next to me.
Yeah.
I won't bother asking you what you've got free, but I'm assuming it's last. Okay. So, Alakian, as these creatures stumble out from where the cage is, you watch as they pick themselves up, and they are, for all intents and purposes, small humanoids. They have a face, they have arms and legs, but they are all bark. They're all they look like a tree trunk if it moved. And they're not very big, but yeah, you do see them sort of like pick themselves up and start to walk towards you all. What would you like to do? As it is, as you start to turn, your held action is gone. Because you are top of the round.
I figured that. Yeah, I figured that.
Okay.
So I'm going to this round. I'm going to knock that same arrow and wait to see if they attack anybody, or if they look like they have intention to. I guess would be the best way to put it.
Okay. Sure. So you're just holding your action.
Yeah, holding a longbow attack.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like to do?
Nope. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
So you just stay where you are, draw your bow, and are just eerily trained on them. Thyra,
yep.
It's your turn. Axe in hand. What would you like to do?
I'm going to go up. Right here. No, right here. And I'm gonna whack on the one right in front of Wade.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack for me.
Felix, you somehow got turned sideways.
Am I sideways?
Yeah, how'd that happen?
I think I got disconnected. I don't know.
25.
It looks good on the Twitch.
Yeah, 25 hits.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
9 damage.
9 damage, nice. Yeah, like the woodcutter to a log. You get your axe and you just cleave down on top of it. It takes a serious hit down the shoulder down to the center of the sternum. It's, as far as you can tell, looking very hurt. I mean, it's a tree man, so yeah. It is my turn. Unless you'd like to do anything else.
Nope, that is my turn.
Okay. So the first one that saw you is, or that you carved down into, is going to just turn around, and as you look at it, as it turns around to face you, although it does have like a humanoid face, there aren't really eyes, it's more just holes, and there aren't ears either, it's the same thing. It makes you feel a little bit bad about killing them. They just sort of like stare at you with a blank expression. So that one is going to be a 7 to hit.
No.
That one doesn't hit. The one
As it
underneath...
swings, I'm gonna... As that first one swings, I just want to do my attack just for note for whenever you're done.
Sure, you can. I mean, you were holding your action until something happened, so yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Because its turn has ended.
17 to hit.
Yeah, 17 hits.
Okay. Can't remember. There it is. 7 damage.
Okay, yeah, sure. So, Thyra, you watch as it like swings towards you just with its regular hand, although its nails are sort of pointed and sharp. As it swings towards you, it misses, and as it rears back, straight into the neck, an arrow appears, and it falls to the ground in a very whatever noise trees make as it falls down. And hits the sand.
The tree falls in the woods and nobody's around. Doesn't make it sad.
Sad in tree noises. Oh yeah, that one is so that one's gone because I'll count that as the end of its turn. The one underneath is also going to try and attack you. That's a 7 to hit again. Roll off my damn map. And Wade, the one above, is going to try and hit you for a 12 to hit.
Oh, just misses. Woo!
Yeah,
Okay.
so you see these like creatures like stumble and fall up at your feet, and as they pick up, one of them goes to strike at you. It misses as you sort of like reel back a little bit. You are unharmed. That is going to be their turn. So, Wade, you are now up.
Finally, something I can hit. All right. And I start like snapping my fingers, really concentrating, trying to create a flame. And I'm gonna roll for a firebolt.
Sure.
That's a nat 1.
Oh,
Okay.
You hit me.
I
with
feel
that
like the fire doesn't even come, like, I'm snapping my fingers trying to get fire to appear, and it just doesn't even happen.
Yeah, you, you've been in forests before. You've never seen a creature like this, and having them just roll at your feet and then just go and immediately try to attack you, you are flustered, and as you try and conjure the flame, nothing really appears there.
I'm gonna shout.
Yep.
Still useless, I see.
Yeah, I'm trying. All right. Show your worst.
You hear the voice in your head again. Man, fuck that guy. That's your turn.
I told you I'm gonna piss so many people off.
Isabel,
I'm not gonna move.
it's your turn.
I will use parasitic arrow.
Never mind.
Sure, go for it.
All right. That is a 15 to hit.
15 hits.
Awesome.
Which one are you going for, the top or the bottom?
I'll go with the top one.
Okay.
Yeah. That is 16 fire damage.
Damn, bro. 16 fire damage, yeah. Everyone can see, the crowd in particular can see, as Isabel is still standing, like, her chin is covered in blood, as is the rest of her torso. As she picks up and is still standing in front of the mound of corpses, she moves her hands in like a strange way. It's almost not used. It's not the same way as like a normal wizard or sorcerer would do so. And as she amasses a small bead of energy, she and a sickly orange arrow shoots straight into one of the tree men that are there. As it hits, the whole torso just bursts into flames and it starts to eat away at the chest. It falls. Yeah, you fucking killed it.
If I did.
Don't bother me when I'm 18.
So, is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
How much of that corpse is left of the hyena corpse?
You got through most of the chest, but the legs are still there and the head's still there.
Oh, go bury my face back in that thing. Keep eating.
Okay, yeah. I'll put you, I guess. I'm going to reduce you by 10 feet of your movement if you try and get back up.
That's fine.
Not that it will probably matter. Yeah. Free, yeah, your turn.
Ignoring the grotesque display of someone eating a hyena in front of me, I'm going to look at the one that's furthest away and use vicious mockery on it.
Sure.
And I'm just going to tell it that it is barking up the wrong tree. And that's a wisdom save.
Excuse me.
I'm halfway tempted to make you take the damage from that. No, yeah.
So that's why it's damaging, because it's so bad.
Exactly.
Is Vicious Mockery a save?
Yeah, it's a
Reminds me.
wisdom save.
Okay.
I loved it.
I love Vicious Mockery. It's the weirdest spell.
That is
So
a 7.
good.
So go ahead and roll
Pardon?
your damage.
Okay. 4 psychic damage.
4 psychic damage, nice. Yeah, you show your insult at it and you feel it take effect. But like I say, there's no like discernible emotion from it, so it just sort of turns to you. And that's it. That's all it does.
Just looks at you.
Okay.
That's really
Bonus
creepy, actually.
action. Bonus action, we'll look over to Wade and Bardic Inspiration, bonus action.
Go for it.
And just tell him, don't listen to him, darling. You know that he's just a show off. You're better than you seem to be.
That is the kindest thing anyone's ever said to me.
Yeah. Wade, you feel a little bit elated by the compliment that you just got received.
And she's just gonna stay opposite side of the screen, so.
Okay. Top of the round. Alakian, your turn.
I'm gonna let loose another arrow at the guy that's still standing.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
That would be a 19 hit.
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay.
These
And-
things don't have armor per se. It's just like kind of thicker bark in certain places. It's not armor.
And do I get sneak attack on this? Because
Sure,
they're
yeah,
engaged
it's within
with
5
another-
feet of Thyra.
That is 12 plus 4, so that'd be 16 damage.
Yeah, how you want to do this?
Woo!
I am going
Number one.
to
Oh,
going to aim my longbow at the one that's still standing, and I'm going to just say, we'll look up at the what'd you say his name was? The head guy.
It's off.
Okay. I'm gonna tell him, this will be you for what you did, Esau, and then I'm just gonna let the arrow fly and hit it straight in the eye, like in the
Sure.
in the eye socket area that's there.
Yeah, as you turn to him and look at him, he's standing on a podium above one of the entranceways into the arena, and he has like a wall in front of him so as to not get hit by anything.
Get hit by arrows.
Should they target him, this is not his first rodeo. And as you say your phrase, he just sort of looks at you and grins and says, "Anything for the show." Thyra, you've seen one arrow hit the twig blight as you were fighting it. This time, another very, very well placed arrow, instead of hitting it in the side of the neck, just hits it straight through the top of the skull. There is a splintering of bark on the other side of where the arrow hits as that last twig blight falls dead on the floor. So for the purposes of this, we are now out of combat. Is there anything that you would all like to do?
I'm gonna go grab the 2 arrows that I shot into those things, see if I can pull it out of there.
I will
I'll say you can get one.
One. Okay.
I will saunter out of the body pile, go to the center of the arena, and shout out, "All right, bidding starts at 2,000." As my arms out.
Hey, no, I was told you don't want to do that. It's a bad thing. We're not getting the money.
I'm ignoring him.
Yeah.
Wow, your comrade in arms with a voice that is just ignoring him. So rude.
Yeah. I don't know who's the voice in his head yet. I don't know that.
Yeah, no one actually knows that.
I am nothing if not a showman.
Can someone tell me what's going on here?
I'm
looked
gonna
up.
turn around. Never mind, because she moved. I was gonna yell at Freeze
Sorry.
to move.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go stand by, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
go
backing
go
up to
here
the middle.
first to grab that. And...
So
Back
as
over
all of
here.
this is happening, the crowd is still whooping and cheering. They seem to be liking what they're seeing. The voice of Isaf rings out again. He says, "Well, we do have developments, don't we? The elf girl now goes for 1,700 gold."
I said 2,000.
He's not listening to you. He's still focusing on pleasing the crowd. There's no one else. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. So he shouts out that and then says, "Well, I hate to delay the next set of events. It looks like our challenges are ready, so please bring out the next set of monsters." And the same 2 guards who have not moved from where they are, they're still over on this side of the bars, duck back into the room behind and start readying another cage. So
I will
how would
prepare.
you-
Eldritch Blast.
I
Okay.
take
I'm
another
gonna
step
move
back.
forward,
Yeah.
and I've got my axe ready for if anything gets close enough to me.
Sure.
Back up again.
The same two figures emerge and again shove the cage up against the metal bars. Instead of there being footfalls this time, instead you hear as some sort of
Oh,
like
God.
flitting noise is coming from it.
Mm.
The same 5 feet metal bars open up again, and out from that emerge 2 very tiny Sturges. I'd like everyone to roll initiative. For the
Why
second
do they
time.
love me so much? Stay off of me! Oh damn!
What's up,
Never
bud?
mind, it's all the way over there.
Oh, fine.
Are these?
It was in fridge for me.
Good job. That's better.
The roll for them too. It's terrible.
19.
Okay. You stop. So they rolled. Okay, so who got 25 to 20? No one?
Oof.
20 to 15.
19.
Okay.
18.
19. And 3 was 18?
Yep.
Okay, 15 to 10.
14.
12.
We're taking a break at 9:20.
Thyra. Oh no.
So Isabel got a 14, and Elakian got a 12. Thyra, what did you get?
4.
Okay. So, yeah, top of the round. Wade, you are up.
All right, Wade, come on. That orc lady showing you up. Come on. I try and cast Fireball again at the one next to me.
Go roll your attack.
Yeah, no. That's a let's see. That's a 9.
Ooh.
A 9.
9!
Yeah,
Have inspiration if
the...
you want it.
Did you roll a
Oh,
natural one
Bardic
on the last
Inspiration.
one?
Yeah, can I use that?
It's
I don't
good
know.
for 10 minutes, so
What is it? A D what?
D6.
6.
Do I not have a D6 out? I don't.
How dare you not have a D6 ready?
I don't know, man. That's a +3,
Especially
so
as a
12.
spellcaster, when you
12?
use
Okay.
all of the dice.
On your last attack, did you roll a natural 1, did you say?
My previous attack, yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll on a D100 table for me.
Oh, yeah, right.
That only is if I cast a level 1 spell or higher.
Oh, it is?
And then,
That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, if you want to just have some fun, I can do it.
No, that's fine. If it's level 1 or above, that's fine. I mean, that makes sense because you can't, TPK everyone.
I was gonna say it, but I went, oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's fine. So, you rolled a 12, you said?
Well,
Yeah, so this time the fireball does start to form in your hands. As you conjure the same fire energy, you go and release it, and it looks like it's going to hit, but as it is about to, the sturge just flits out of the way. It's so close, but does not quite connect.
can I just explain that we did a session 0 where we played, and I have missed every attack so far.
Every other one.
This is, what,
Yeah.
is this the 4th or 5th one in the row?
Yeah, that's not good.
Listen, you hit the one attack, they were just immune to the damage.
Oh, that's right. My very first attack, they were just immune. I got it. Okay. That's
It's
my
not
turn.
better.
No,
Okay.
it's not better.
That's your turn. So, Free, you are up.
All right. Really
Alrighty
for
then.
damage. I will use, I guess, Vicious Mockery again.
Go for it.
And I honestly can't tell what they look like, so I can't make a pun. Should have prepared a list of these before. I just yell at it in Infernal. Doesn't have to understand me as long as it has 1 intelligence.
Okay, what do you say to it?
Just tell it I'm going to clip its wings. We give
Sure.
it wings of some sort.
So it's a wisdom
And that
save.
Yep.
I keep rolling bloody 4s. Yeah, that's a 3.
Aha! I rolled a 4 as well. 4 more damage.
So 4 damage to it. Yeah, which one are you targeting?
The one closest to Wade.
Okay. Yeah, you feel the spell take effect, and what's your passive perception?
Do 11.
11. Okay, so you don't hear anything. Wait, what's your passive perception?
That would be a grand old. Where is passive perception? 13.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, as the enchantment hits it, you can hear just like a very, very faint, high-pitched whine from it. It's not long, it's not hard, but it definitely does whine. And you know, as you're fighting, there's that same rumbling from before, but it feels a little bit louder now. You're not sure if it's because the crowd is more engaged or whatever, but there is definitely like a sort of feeling around the arena. Yeah, so that's your action, and then
A lot of yes. I'll look at Alekian this time and use my bardic inspiration. And just be like, "All right, darling. I know you're showing off, but I still think you can do better."
yeah, you hear the words Alekian, and like last time, it's a little bit insulting, but also you kind of get a little bit motivated from it. Like, yeah, I can do better.
And that's my turn.
Tough love.
Okay, that's your
Yep.
turn. So Isabel, you are up.
I am going to cast Toll the Dead on the one that's been hit.
Sure. Go ahead.
that's a
and
Wisdom saving throw.
let me pull it up here because I'm not entirely sure how Toll the Dead works. So wisdom
If they've
saving
taken
throw.
damage, they make a saving throw, and then they take damage.
It's the D8 necrotic damage if they haven't taken damage, D12 if they have, and then this one has.
Yeah, so it's
But
that's a 5 on the save. I'm rolling really bad tonight.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Let's see what I roll. That is a 6. That's 6 necrotic damage.
Yeah. No one is really close enough to it because it is flying up in the air. No one's close enough to it to hear the actual bell. But
There is no bell. Isabel screeches, just yells, this high pitch, and it just
Okay, sure. So I'm gonna throw this cat. As you like sort of rally back and go for the screech, it definitely connects. Wade, you can hear it a little bit. Like, she's right next to you. Everyone else, it's sort of too high pitched at times to hear it. It sort of fades in and out of your earshot. But as you physically screech at this like small bat-like creature, it is flitting around trying to hold on to the life that it has, and it just falls. It is a gone.
Nice.
So, is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Isabel?
No, that's gonna be it.
Sweet. Alekian, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to put my longbow on my back and draw my rapier. And go up next to this one here. And take a swing.
Sure. I'll say you don't have to drop your bow. It's just a free action to pull the sword, but you will have the bow in your hand. Unless you want to just drop it.
I was just gonna kind of like do the sling it over my back, like put it over the top of my head, like the strings in front, the bow's in back. But that's fine. I can just hold it for now. That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like putting it away is more of like a free action, but
Actual
you only get one.
action.
So yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Alrighty, I'm just gonna take a swing then.
Go for it.
That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, it's to ask.
Just gotta make sure, man. Just gotta make sure. That would be 10 damage.
Yeah. How you want to kill it?
Woo!
I'm just going to take the rapier, kind of slash down on one wing, and before it hits the ground, slash up and cut off the other wing as it's falling.
Sure, yeah, it's a very small target. But you have, used this rapier in a fair amount before. So you are familiar with trying to strike in smaller beings. As it's like flitting above you, you go to swing upwards and physically like come into some of the wing. It doesn't cut all the way through, but you like edge into half of it. As you pull it away, it struggles to fly and like starts to fall. And as it does, you just and the other, you essentially bisect it in two. One of the wings goes flying off. Yeah, it is dead. So that's because that was just about to be their turn as well.
I'm sorry, I'm so good at this game.
So
Don't worry, it's gonna come back and bite me in the ass later. It's gonna be the first one the DM kills. It's like, this guy's too OP.
So what? Now that we are out of combat again, is there anything else anyone would like to do?
How tall is the wall guarding Esau?
He's not standing on like one of the walls themselves. It's essentially like there are walls of maybe like 10 feet tall, up towards the crowds, and then so the guards are standing on those, and then maybe like 20 feet above that on another podium with like a half wall in front of him. He's standing there. He's a ways up from you guys.
Can I still see him?
Yeah, you can see him.
Can I shoot an arrow not at him, but like hit next to him? Like, can I hit the wall behind him?
There's no wall behind him, but I'll say go ahead and roll for an attack to just.
Oh
Okay.
god. Oh god.
I'm doing
Reflect.
natural one.
Oh shit.
Natural one. Yeah.
Natural one.
Oh no, that's bad.
The flavor.
The crowd is like cheering for you. They've seen you get these kills like twice now. And as you put the rapier away and start to pull the bow, you're starting to feel like a rush from being in the spotlight. You pull the arrow back, and like as you turn around and wink at someone in the crowd, your foot hits a rock, and you just the arrow like stands in the ground like upright next to you, and you just fall straight over. It's quite embarrassing. There's like small spray of sand and dust. Yeah, it's not the most comfortable position to be in, and you feel.
I'll just grab the arrow and act like nothing happened.
Okay, sure.
I'm
You
just gonna pick
arrow.
up the arrow, just stand up, dust myself off, like.
Yeah, it's not damaged or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to do anything?
I'm standing next to Thyra, right? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna stay about where I am because it seems that that's where all of the things are coming out of. So I'm gonna make myself a little more centralized.
Sure.
Back up a little bit.
You're standing next to me, Grizz.
I'm standing next to you. Okay.
Yeah, it's next to well, yeah.
Okay, great. So yeah, the Isaf doesn't seem flustered at all by the fact that someone has just tried to shoot an arrow at him, and very, very
Hey,
poorly.
I didn't even get to like look at him. I just it was like I busted my face.
He doesn't
Full on
seem
face plant.
particularly worried about it. But yeah, as he sees everyone kill their second wave of creatures, of magical creatures, the crowd is cheering and feet are like stamping on the ground. He says, "Well, this has been more bountiful than I expected. 2,000 for every single one of them." As
You do anything?
as normally you'd see like the crowd would be like not encouraged by the fact that he's raising the charge to buy all of you, but the crowd is so into it that it's just like cheering and happiness. He says, "We will waste no time. Bring out the third wave."
Fuck.
The two men go back in and pull out another cage and come and slam it against the metal bars.
As they're doing that, I'm gonna look up towards Esof like, "Hey, when you getting your ass down here so I can kick it?" And then yeah.
You're a shit talker. I like it.
Make an intimidation check.
All right.
Ooh.
14.
14. Okay. If you give me just a second.
Use your inspiration on that.
Oh, yes! Okay, can I do that? I forgot I had the inspiration.
Yeah, go for
Can
it.
I do that?
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Get a 6. Get a 6.
Got a 2, so it's
Ah.
total of 16.
Total of 16.
That's so on character though. Like I would use that. It's not even metagame. It's like I would totally do that.
He looks down at you, and you can see he's a ways away, but you can see like the grin slowly start to emerge on his face as he brings up his hands and starts to form something in them. You see,
Shit.
after looking at Wade, you see the familiar start of this spell. A small orange mote appears in the middle of his hands, and as he, it's weird. When Wade does it to expel the fireball, he's more of like a Kamehameha thing. Isaf is not like that. He has it here and just goes and flicks it. It doesn't hit you, but it lands right next to you, essentially where your body was a moment before when you were lying there. It's not an attack against you, but it's an attack to warn you.
Can I feign like he actually hit me and then shout to the crowd, "Look, he's fixing to fight!" And then just
Oh, I love it.
Sure. He just looks down at you and says, "You would think you run this crowd, but you fail to recognize I have done this many, many times before. You are not the only person that I will have to put down."
Ooh.
And as the guards have this cage now rallied up against the bars, he turns his attention back to the crowd and lifts up his arms, and there is a large cheer again once more. He says, "Bring out the third wave!" And they open the bars again, lift up the cage, and shove it against the doorway. Nothing comes out.
Oh, no.
Curiously. What's everyone's passive perception?
I was getting ready to say I'm gonna watch like whenever I don't see anything come out, I'm gonna watch the sand for my footsteps.
16.
Passive
Passive
perception
perception.
Mm-hmm.
is 11 for me.
Okay.
11.
13.
14.
16.
Sure.
Oh, thank God we have
We've
Dino.
got one person who can see.
So,
Yeah.
none of you notice.
Oh.
So it actually gets advantage.
First round. Fuck.
Yeah, let's do. Okay. Fire. What's your armor class?
15.
Okay. As you all stand there looking around, trying to see whatever this is, you just feel something on the back of your neck. It's just like a presence on the back of it that just puts down, and then suddenly claws rake down the back of your neck. Go ahead and make a con save for me.
Oh god.
Everyone, did you say?
Just Thyra.
Oh, just Thyra. Okay.
So it's
23.
23? Yeah, no problem. So you take 5 points of damage as these small claws rake down the back of your spine, where the back of your neck is. You feel poison start to set in, but you tense your muscles and physically squeeze out the rest of it. And as you like throw it off, you see standing there a very small imp-like creature with long horns. It's maybe 3 feet tall, green, with pointed ears and like a snarling tongue with fangs.
Oh, I know those things.
We're gonna go ahead and take a break, but when we get back, everyone will roll for initiative.
Woo!
Alright.
So we'll be back here in like 15 minutes to finish off the rest of our game. Don't go anywhere. We're all gonna go get snacks and things like that. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back, and yeah, I hope to see everybody soon!
Yeah, man.
Hurrah!
Yeah, it did. Woohoo. Okay, so, last we left off before the break, you had just seen a very small imp creature run up and attack Thyra on Uzbek. Why don't you all go ahead and roll your initiative for me?
Yeah.
I completed comrade.
Kiwi. Aw.
I'm- That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Another one for the dice.
Put in the
I've
dust.
I've been rolling pretty good actually. I'm very happy with my dice tonight.
You want to talk about who rolls good? Esprit.
Yeah, he does.
He
rolls
does.
real well. I gotta get me some of those dice.
I thought
Right.
we were gonna be sarcastic and say, wait.
Oh,
I was gonna say.
Hell no.
I feel bad for Grizzly because we're just rolling like crap like all of today.
it's okay. It actually goes with my character pretty well, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so 20 to 25.
20.
Nice.
Nice.
Natural 19.
Beautiful. 20 to 15.
16.
So
Jinx.
Thyra has an 18,
Yes.
and then Elakian has a 16. 15 to 10. No one.
Oh no.
No.
Interesting. 10 to 5.
I have an 8.
Ken, what'd you get?
3.
Okay.
Cam, no.
It was a
So-
natural.
That's twice now that Free has gone last. Isabel. It's your turn.
I will just do an Eldritch Blast.
Sure, go ahead and roll your attack.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 24 to hit.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it hits.
Nah. Nah. Level 1.
Alright.
Nah.
Fuck, it's 1 damage.
It's 1 damage.
It's 1.
Ooh. So yeah, your Eldritch Blast is a lot different from the ones that other people have experienced in the past. Whereas instead of like this like essentially almost like a little lightning bolt of energy, yours is more of like a sticky ball with spikes on it. And as you go to fling it at this creature, it does make contact.
Yep.
And the spikes sort of throw out from, as soon as it contacts, the spikes explode outwards and don't damage anyone else, but they do hit it. It doesn't look like it did much damage, but I mean, you hit it.
Yeah.
Is there
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
else that you want to do on your turn?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Thyra, you are up. This thing is just raked into the back of your neck and it's now sort of standing there snarling at you a little bit.
You want to play, do ya? Well, Baba Yaga can come play, and I would like to rage,
Nice.
Yay!
Yay!
and I'm gonna swing at him with my great axe.
Go for it.
Natural 20.
Yeah!
Nice.
Hoggers.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage.
Fuck him up. Don't roll a 1. Should have said that.
What did you say?
Sorry.
All right. So it's 24, 28,
Oh my god.
30.
It's so dead.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 12.
Rage. So
and
that'd be
hold on.
24. What's
I
your rate?
also
Plus your
have
strength for
savage
crazy.
attacks. Oh, so I can re-roll my die again. Oh, that's only a 1. So 31 total.
Okay.
He was so upset that we killed all of his.
He is so upset. One round
Well,
every time.
I mean, who said this round was over? Yeah.
Quickly bumps it up another 60.
So
HP.
yeah, you. Well, I have to bump up everyone's HP anyway to go and counter you guys because it's fucking 5 of you. So they already have buffed HP. So yeah, as you as the yellow spark erupts from your eye, as the massive anger overtakes you, you feel the rage burning through your bloodstream, and as you pull up the axe and swing down on it, it is a nimble creature, and you know you aren't used to crushing such small things with big objects, but it fucking works. You absolutely scatter it to little pieces of blood and gore. Yeah, it is
Jesus.
just a red mess, is what it is now.
It sounds like fucking bloody mess from Fallout. That's
Is
all
there
I'm
anything else you want to do?
I'm going to turn around toward Wade. And I'm gonna
Oh.
move toward him, and I'm going to growl in his face.
Sure.
Oh wait. Hey.
Oh no! Lost her again.
I think he's trying to fix your camera.
Maybe.
So yeah, Wade, you watch as this hulking, like, female half-orc with burning eyes walks up to you slowly, dragging her, like, very deep, dull black axe on the floor behind her. And she just walks up to you, puts her face right in yours, and just growls at you. It's...
Can I help you?
And that's gonna be my turn.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
Yeah, you moved, so that's your turn. Elakian. You're up.
I'm gonna take a look around the arena, see if I see anything else. Like, see if I see any more footprints that look like they're being freshly made or anything like that.
Make a perception check.
Perception 16.
16. Yeah, you you notice the one set of tracks from the creature that you've all been fighting. They are pretty scattered, and you know, frequent because they are a small creature and they do got small legs. But you also notice there is another set that you didn't see before, and they come up to a point and then just stop. I'll say they come up to a point behind all of you, so they'd be about here.
Okay, can I take a shot in that area? Just like literally just take my bow and just shoot that direction?
You have already used your action to do a perception check.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to relay this information to my comrades and in my turn, I suppose.
Great.
Or actually, hang on. How big are the piles? Like, is there one big enough to where I could hide behind?
They're pushed up against the wall, so you can't hide behind it, but if you want to, I guess, dive into it, you can give it a go.
I'm gonna. Can I move here and then attempt to hide?
Behind the wall, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Roll stealth check.
20 total.
Okay, great.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna write that down. So, Thyra, you've just experienced one of these, like, little nasty creatures come up and try and attack you, and you have scattered it to nothing. And you feel pretty good about it. But you sense another form of movement. It's not quite the same size, it's smaller, and as you look up, you see one of the same flying creatures, but it's not pinkish red, and it's not pulled skin tight, it's black. Like, it's just like it's a little bit fuzzy, you know? You recognize it, it's a bat. So, as it's hovering above you, it poofs out of its polymorph form, and another one of these little tiny quasits drops down right next to you. It can't use its action, because it used it to unpolymorph itself, but it will attempt to scare you. Nope, that's an action, never mind, it'll just stay there.
Where is it at again?
It's right next to Thyra. It's right there.
Yep.
Sitting on the box. So, that's its turn. It's just looking at you. And it's not going to do anything else. So, Wade, you are up.
Hey, there's another one right behind you. I say to Thyra. She's looking kind of mad, guys. But I'm gonna still try to cast a firebolt at the one that just popped up behind her.
Sure.
Okay. 19.
You hit it. Go ahead and roll damage.
I did. I got a 1 for damage.
You got a 1 for damage?
Hey, it's
Yeah.
damage.
Alright, sure. As you conjure
By the
the
way-
same... Go ahead.
I definitely I throw my firebolts.
Yeah.
There's a physical throwing up motion.
Sure, that's
Pitcher
fine.
in baseball.
Yeah.
Swing, bada. Yeah, so you conjure the
I was
same
more so thinking
moat.
Zeus and his thunderbolts.
Yeah, but more country.
You're hillbilly Zeus.
Hillbilly Zeus.
Yeah, you
Oh,
definitely
my lord.
conjure this like small ball of fire and chuck it at it. As it hits inside of the center of the very, very small chest area. The fire sort of burns away. But as you throw, it's a good throw and you feel confident about it, but it doesn't quite hit where you want it to. And the reason for that is because there is that same rumbling, but it's getting louder. And you can feel underneath of you all, there is like a very, very large shift, and some of the grains of sand start to like fade on top of each other. It's just a very, very hefty rumble, but the crowd doesn't seem to notice because they are up high. Sure, anything else you want to do?
No, other than just be like freaking out about the ground shaking. That's about
Sure.
it.
And the big green thing in your face.
Yeah, and that. And hoping that she's not trying to attack me. I have faith.
Well, we'll see. Free, it's your go.
All right. Everyone pop up. Okay. Changed up. I'm going to pull out my flute
Mm-hmm.
and play a little bit of like combat music, kinda like battle
Okay.
flute. Yeah, I know. Sounds ridiculous. It
Jazz
does
flute.
activate its lovely little magical aura of musical notes and stuff dancing around her, and use that as my bardic inspiration for Isabel. Just the music
Sure.
itself.
Yeah.
So Isabel, you hear what starts as like a sweet melodic tune that turns into like this epic score off of this one flute, and it resonates with you deeply, and you feel encouraged by it. You feel like you could, really take on the world right now. Great. So that's your action? Providing inspiration?
I think it's
It's bonus action for the inspiration. I figured playing it would be an action though, because I had to take it out and
Sure, okay.
activate the magical effect of it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so do you want to move at all?
No, I'm just gonna stay away from it.
Okay. Alright. Isabel, it is your turn.
so it's been hit. So I will do Toll the Dead again.
Scream the dead.
Toll the dead. And that's a wisdom save.
Yeah, let me just check my save DC. Okay.
I'll let you know right now, it does not make it.
All right.
It rolled
it a
a
D1?
10.
Yeah, let's make it. It's a D12. It's another one.
Finally! I don't know why you're sighing. I've been waiting for this, you guys. Yeah, so the familiar screech comes out of you again, but it seems to take effect, but it's not very damaging to it. You don't feel as, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't feel as
Effective?
effective in your screech. Anything else you want to do?
No, just be disappointed in myself.
Sure. Thyra, it is your turn. As you are standing there, because your passive perception is so high, you notice over to, for all intents and purposes, the top of this map. Past the bars, you can see that room that Aleki noticed earlier, where it looks like it leads out into the deserts beyond. You notice a small man starting to walk towards that exit from the corridor behind the arena. Apart from that, it's your turn.
Alright. I'm going to do like a quick snarl in Wade's face again, and then like turn my head real quick following his firebolts. And I'm going to bring my axe around full circle, and I'm going to hit the guy behind me.
Sure, roll for your attack.
$11.
11 does not hit. As you see the fireball whiz past your shoulder towards the creature, you snarl it away and grab your axe and do a very wide swinging motion where you pull it up, swing around, and go to hit it again. Because you weren't looking at it, you just ever so slightly missed to the side of it. There is a spray of sand upwards from either side of where your axe hit, and the sand does coat it a little bit, but it does not appear harmed. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
That's all that I can do.
Grand. Alekian, you are up.
Did I see that guy leaving as well, or not?
What's your passive perception?
14.
Yeah, you will have seen him start to go and leave.
Okay. Did he look like anybody I've seen before, or it was kind of just like a glimpse?
It was just a glimpse. If you wanted to make that out, you would have to make another perception check, I think.
Okay. Alright. I'll just roll to attack the thing in front of me. That guy. Use the longbow again.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for it.
That is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. Do I get sneak attack as well? Or not?
Sure.
Okay.
But tell me the weapon damage first.
Weapon damage is 5 total,
Okay.
and sneak attack damage is 4.
What damage is? It's just its own damage, right? It's not bludgeoning, piercing, or any whatever. So.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So the arrow does impact, and it is surprised by you attacking it. You do get the sneak attack off, but from where the arrow hit, you can see it sort of wedged itself in at a weird angle. It does not appear to do as much damage as you had expected it to.
Okay. I'm going to. It's just in my turn.
Okay. It is the Quasit's turn. So it's going to use its action to. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and try to slash at you again, Thyra, because you are right in front of it. That's a natural 20.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I
Oh,
bumped
so-
the table. I bumped the table.
You take 9 damage.
What kind of damage is it?
It is piercing. So resisted
So
to
half.
4. And then go ahead and make your Constitution saving throw for me.
24.
Yeah,
Oh,
same thing
yeah.
again. You, it slashes at you and the pain hurts, but it's dulled by your rage, and you feel the poison try and seep into your skin again, but you just tough it out. You are so angry that this thing is just not dealing enough damage to you as it wants to. That is going to be its turn again. So it's not going to do anything else, but again, you all start to feel the ground like start to rumble more and more and more. Something's happening. You're not sure what. Wait, it's your turn.
Hey guys, you guys feeling that? What is that? Shit. Is there anything I can climb?
You can try and climb the pile of bodies if you would like to.
I feel like that wouldn't help.
Apart from that, it's
You never
pretty
know.
even playing field. There is a box over there, but it's currently standing like right next to it. So
Yeah. I'm gonna get away from Thyra, 'cause she's kind of scaring the shit out of me.
sure.
I'm gonna kind of, I think, duck in there behind Isabel,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna pop a. I was gonna say firebolt, but it didn't seem like it affected last time. But you know what? That's all I can really do, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for a firebolt.
Sure. Go ahead, roll your attack.
9.
9? No. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know
I know.
what's with your dice, man.
And,
Put
Yeah,
in the
you-
dice shell. Get another one.
I've gone through so many now.
when Thyra was in your face, you could see that her eyes were like a swirling ember. Like,
Okay.
nothing
Ooh.
was moving.
So yeah, as you baseball throw this fireball as hard as you can, you feel like you've overestimated it a little bit, and instead of hitting the Quasit itself, it just back on the back wall behind it, to no impact from it.
Okay.
Is there anything else you want to do?
No, that's my turn. Yeah.
Okay. Free, it's your turn.
Okay. How is Thyra looking for it?
She's got 6 of 15. She's pretty hurt.
Okay, I will toss a healing word to her then. I'm gonna go
Sure.
4 plus 4, so 7 health.
So sure, yeah, you feel the word of power sort of just flow through you and reinvigorate your wounds a little bit. They just start to seal, and the blood stops flowing from them. You feel energized, as it were. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
And action. dagger at it, I guess.
Sure. Roll for an attack.
He's not very, good at this, but
Do your best.
20 to hit.
A 20 to
Actually
hit?
something with a weapon.
Yeah, that hits. Go and roll your damage.
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. You toss the dagger at it, and as it swirls through the air, it sort of hits it. It scrapes the lower leg. You expect it to do more damage than it does, but it seems to be resistant to any form of slashing or piercing.
Okay.
Um,
That's my turn.
okay, great. Isabel, you are up again.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch
Do it.
Blast. Go ahead and roll your attack.
That is an unnatural 20.
An unnatural 20. Yeah, you hit.
Unnatural. Yay! Let's see how much damage I do again. Ah, that's a 10!
Nice.
Nice.
Went
That's a lot better.
From minimum to maximum.
How do you want to do this?
Woo!
Yes.
Augers.
I would like the ball of organic material that I throw at this thing to embed into its chest, and then just sort of explode its chest.
Sure, yeah. As you feel the eldritch energy surge through you and surge through your arms, you conjure up this ball of like spiked organic mass. It looks almost like a sickly red tissue. And as you, seeing Wade do his baseball throw over the shoulder, you do the exact same thing, but instead of his hitting the back wall, you hit it dead in the chest. As it hits, it sort of shrinks a little bit and then swells up as large as possible as the spikes all fling outwards from it, some sticking into the chin, some sticking into the arms, and there is just like an inch or two hole where the front of the chest used to be. You can see physically like part of the heart as it stops beating and it falls.
That's how we do.
And it is deaded. Okay. So we are now out of combat again. You guys have killed every fucking one of my fucking creatures.
Yay!
Yeah, as you finish off this creature, the crowd is roaring more and more and more. Asaf is drinking in all of this exposure. He himself does kind of like a cheer and says, "I have changed my mind. 3,000 gold for every single one of them. I will sell you all for 10,000." The crowd again is cheering, and you can see some of the guards are starting to go around to each of the patrons, and some of them are jotting down things on like a piece of whatever parchment, I guess, is the D&D version of paper. People are definitely taking interest in you guys, and it looks like people are starting to bid for you.
While
Is there
all that's
anything that you
going
guys want
on,
to do?
yeah, Thyra's just going to town on this dead quasi, just whacking into it, just over and over again.
Okay, yeah, as you keep bringing the axe down, it's confusing because you are hitting it with all of your might, but whenever you hit skin, it almost like deflects the impact a little bit. It's not dealing as much damage as you thought it would. And you are just hitting it and hitting it and hitting it. And the rage is overtaking you, and you start to feel it subside a little bit as your minute is drawing to an end.
Is there any more hyena corpses?
Yeah, you only dug into one of them.
I'll go to a fresh corpse, and I guess begin eating, because you can never be too careful.
Okay, sure, yeah. You start munching away on some hyena guts.
Yay!
So, is the ground still shaking?
Oh
It
yeah,
has-
that's important.
It has stopped for now. You only saw like those couple of tremors leading up to this, and now there's just like an eerie silence. Yeah, it's not moving right now.
Hey, I wanted to make note that I am not for sale. Definitely not for sale.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
carry
how
on,
it
buddy.
works, love.
You have no choice in the matter. Just stop trying. It's not gonna work.
It's gotta be
There's
something we
always
can
a
do to get out of
choice in the
this.
matter.
I'm gonna yell up. I'm gonna yell up to Esof. What are these tremors about?
He the crowd is still like cheering. They're still like really riled up and hyped up, and he's like smiling and cheering them on. As he hears you say this, he looks down at you. Goes, "I have no idea what you're talking about," and continues to like hype up the crowd as much as possible. You can hear now as well. People are starting to shout out sums of money. There's one sort of like lithe, elderly, elven man chimes up and goes, 3,000 gold! And, you know, there are people going around and trying to outbid him.
Do I still see that guy that you said that I noticed?
Yeah,
And
he
I
is not
probably wouldn't have
left.
noticed.
He is
Oh, he's
instead,
still...
he's up here on this side. And there's no one up there except for him, and you can see he's actually starting to fiddle with one of the bars. He appears to have something in his hand.
Ooh. Do the
I'm
rest of us
assuming
notice
that's
this
the-
yet?
At the moment, because Thyra is the only one looking, I say Thyra is the only one who sees it.
I missed everything you said.
Yeah, she
Oh.
DC'd.
Yeah, he's over at the top of the arena fiddling with the bars that lead into this area. And as you look over to him, he just sort of like and keeps fiddling with whatever. He has
Oof.
something in his hand.
So where out on the map is he? Like, can you?
He would be. He's off the map, but he'd be up here, like messing with that top row of bars.
So, the back part. Which part is he fiddling with? Like.
It's
The
yeah. So there are
bars
3
closed?
sets. There's the first set here, and the middle set's right here. He's going for the top one, which you can't really see on the map because the map's kind of bad. But there's another set right up here.
Are any of the other bars open?
Nope. He's just going for the first set of them.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Can I look around to see if I can find anything that I could use for like an impromptu lockpick?
Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception, you said?
Mm-hmm.
That would be a 20 total.
20 total. Yeah. You can see actually around a set of stones, sort of towards the middle of the arena. It looks like one of them has been shattered by something. It might have been Thyra's axe. You're not sure. But as you look over there, you can see like a very thin piece. It looks a little bit brittle, but it is like a very, very thin, jagged piece of stone that you surmise. It's a bit thicker than a lockpick, but it might work if you rolled really well on these tools.
I'm gonna go grab it, and I'm gonna try to unlock the door up top while Esof is distracted with the crowd, if I can.
Sure.
Are you gonna let us know, or are you just going over?
I'm just going over.
Make a sleight of hand check,
Okay.
because I'm assuming you're doing this in secret.
Yeah, of course. That is an 18.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay, 18 with sleight of hand. Now I'll do thieves' tools.
Okay, and Thieves' Tools, I'm guessing, is Dex.
Yeah.
It's just straight Dex modifier, right?
Yep.
19.
Proficiency.
Oh, proficiency, so 21 total.
Sure. Yeah. You get the sense that no one is really watching you in particular too closely. You are sort of by the wall, in like a corner, and the attention seems to be on the raging barbarian and the woman who has just been eating hyena all day. So
Can never be too careful.
you get the sense that no one's really looking at you too much, and as you are sort of like standing with your back to it and like fiddling with it behind essentially like the lock would be around where your ass is. As you sort of fiddle with the lock on there, you do sense like a little as something unlocks but doesn't open because you haven't opened the bars.
Mm-hmm.
You look around and behind you, the dwarven man is actually his first set done as well, and now he's going to this second set, and he looks at you and says, "Be quiet. I don't know how long we have."
Understood.
With Thyra's rage being over, she's gonna take out her staff and she's gonna create a bouquet of her signature flower and just have them just like scatter. You know how like when people like throw the flowers onto the stage and just have it rain down on everybody in the middle to keep a distraction from what she obviously knows is going on.
Yeah, considering you're watching that direction.
Sure, yeah. So as you do this, you sort of tap your staff on the ground and then pull out a large bouquet of flowers. As you toss them in the air, a staff actually takes notice of this and says, "The half-orc is actually magically inclined. 32.50 for her." He's raising the price because now you show magic.
Can I look in this box? This wooden box? Is it just a destroyed box or is it like intact?
It's intact.
Can I see if there's anything in it?
Sure, I guess. Make an investigation check.
Where's my investigation? Oh, great. 14.
14, yeah. It is like a crate, so there is a lid, but it's like stapled shut. With a bit of prying, you do actually manage to get it open. And as you peer over the side of it, it's an empty box. You hear like a familiar voice in the back of your head. What were you trying to do there?
I thought there might be like something helpful in there, you know.
I don't know if they would put out like weapons and stuff on the battlefield. In
Man, I'm all confused and stuff. I don't know what to do.
I mean, I get it. I'm just, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, as this is happening, so you peer in the box and sort of feel a little bit deflated by the fact that there is nothing in there. And as you back up, you feel the ground again start to shake, but it is loud and it is heavy. And it is strong. So strong, in fact, that as these ripples come outwards, the sand on top of on the top layer of the ground actually starts to sift and shake a little bit more. And it's doing it so much that the whole tent, you can see if you look up on the at the like drapery at the top of the tent, it is starting to sway more and more and more, and the podium that Isaac is on is also starting to sway. He sort of grabs onto the edge and steadies himself, but he's looking very, very confused. The crowd is at this point starting to settle down a bit, and they are also starting to feel it. And you can see like murmurs and whispers starting to arise among them. As the tension gets like heavier and heavier and the ground starts to shake more, you see there are cracks that start to appear along like the center line of the arena. I don't have a graphic for it, so I'm just gonna like that, I guess. I don't know. As like this, essentially the sand on top of that line sort of spurts upwards, and the ground starts to physically like sink downwards into this line. What would you all like to do?
I would like to hop to the other side and get to the top of the arena.
Sure. It's not too bad at the moment, but people are starting to take notice of this, and there's starting to be like commotion around the edge of the stands, and people are talking a lot. And some people are starting to get up and like move out of their seats. You can very easily jump over it at the moment because it's not too bad. But as you jump over, the spray of sand does hit you in the face. It sort of stings your eyes a little bit.
That's fine.
Can I?
I'm good.
Oh, sorry.
Free's gonna do the same thing, so she can be on the other side with
Sure,
Wade
yeah.
and left hand because she knows them.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
So
then
you can
cleans
go
herself
over.
off from the sand.
I'm
What's
gonna
everyone
go
else doing?
through the door that I just unlocked, and would it be possible for you to help the dwarf, like have both of us going from each side?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So I'm assuming everyone's running up to the top gate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm heading in the direction that I saw
Mhm.
them fiddling with and opening the doors.
Yeah. Okay. So as this is happening, you hear a couple of the guards start to like shout over to each other. And it's a lot of confusion, a lot of commotions. Like, what's happening? I don't know. Isaf is looking scared, but also confused. He's standing on top of his podium still, but he's starting to like edge out to get down, and he's just sort of saying, "Please don't panic. We can fix this. It's fine." And as you all go to run up to the top gate, the ground physically starts to collapse inwards. And this lower half, the lower right half of the stadium, because this is a tent, they're not structurally like magnificent walls, this is a mobile thing, starts to physically sink into the ground. As you run up in through the top chamber, you all now see the small dwarven man fiddling with the lock. Alekin, as you go to help him, the lock actually opens up and he pushes open the gate and he says, "Alright, quickly come with me," and he just goes to bolt out of the door. What are
I
you all doing?
follow.
Mhm.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I'm gonna
out
follow him.
there.
Getting the hell out.
Yeah.
Sure, so this is going to be a skill check.
Oh god.
Um,
Don't fail me.
we have 3 rounds and I'll take the group average. I would like everyone to roll, first of all, an athletics check to see how quickly you can get out of the narrow space that is
Oh,
the
lovely.
3 gates and then the doorway.
Athletics.
Athletics first.
Okay.
Oh, I'm trading that. Awesome.
17 for me.
Okay.
Okay.
11.
18.
Oh. 12.
7.
Ooh.
Okay, yeah. So as you all go to like squeeze through the gate, everyone sort of goes through at an even pace, and then like at the very, very back of the pack are Wade, Free, and was it you who rolled the 11th, Thyra?
Yeah.
So Wade, Free, and Thyra. Wade just sort of like pushes himself through, and Free and Thyra actually have to fight to get in at the same time. And Thyra eventually like pushes her way through, but as you have done that, there has started to be cracks that go like along the bottom of your feet as you are running there, now overtaking the two of you. So the next one that I need is an acrobatics check from everyone.
Oh
Oh,
god.
yay.
14 for me.
Okay.
That's a 12.
18.
15.
Yay.
12.
Okay, you're all fine. Yeah,
Yay.
as the cracks start to unfurl beneath you, you very, very nimbly jump over them and to the side. You are now out in the open desert, and it is a lot more easy to get your footing and run all alongside of each other, as opposed to squeezing through this this narrow doorway.
Is the dwarf still with us, or is he like just going?
No, he's still running with you. He's just ahead of you
Okay.
because he left first. But with
Okay.
his lower movement speed, you're starting to catch up to him. And actually, I wouldn't need you all to do a last check because it's just a dash. So because you passed the other one. So yeah, as you all run as far as you can out towards the sand dunes, as you run out, the warm sun actually hits your face, and it is sweltering here. Like, there aren't any clouds in the sky, it's just like an endless blue expanse in the large, like, golden orb of the sun. Looking around, it's nothing but sand, rolling hills and dunes, with little, like, pieces, like, just flying off as the wind overtakes the top of them. As you turn around, you can see the, like, big tent. It's a lot bigger than you thought it was. Whereas you thought based on the arena it was about like 60 feet. It looks to be almost double that size with the extra rooms around the edge of it. And you can see physically as it comes to a point at the top, the point just slowly starts to like tilt and then like fall down slowly as all of the material starts to follow it. Some people are starting to run out of the door, the people who are fast enough, but they are a ways behind you, and as you turn around when you feel you are at a safe distance, you can see the ground start to split open and the whole tent just falls. Some of the people who are ahead of you start to make their way up, like, away from the cracks, but eventually it just crumbles beneath them, and you can physically see people like trying to like clatter and climb their way out of this hole that's emerging before them, but no one makes it out. It's horrifying in a way, but at the same time, considering the circumstances,
Fuck those guys.
Just
kind of.
Aleki literally has just broken out in maniacal laughter at this point, seeing this happen.
Okay. Yeah.
Isabel will just spit in the direction.
You all find yourselves on the side of like a sloping uphill of a dune. And as you look back after all is said and done, there is a massive, like 300 feet hole in the ground. As you walk up to it, it is deep. The tent itself has sort of gone towards the side of it. But you are just looking at this expanse.
Is the
in front
dwarf
of you.
still with us?
Yeah, he is next to you, and he is like out of breath.
Okay.
He's like,
I'm gonna turn to him and be like, "Did you do this?"
what the fuck are you talking about? I can't do that.
Hey, who is this guy?
That's what I was gonna say. Who are you?
He is walking up to the edge of the hole, and as he looks into where the sides caved in, he ignores your question completely and just says, "Holy shit!" And he is like mesmerized by what he
Does
sees
he
in
have-
there.
Does he have armor on, or does he have a tunic?
No, he is a probably 4.5 feet tall dwarf. Deep red hair that's like sat in essentially like a big beanie. Big bushy red beard that's tied in 2 knots down the side. Very, very basic clothes. Almost doesn't look like the higher attire people that were sitting around inside that were all bidding on you. But he definitely was in the tent with you, and he's at the moment. His clothes aren't like spectacular. They're not super poor, but they're not great. And he's just looking over into this hole, into this pit.
I'm gonna grab the back of his shirt, pull him back a little bit, turn him around, and be like, "Who are you?" And just like shake him a little bit.
Okay, what is everyone else doing?
Isabel will look down into the hole to see what he's looking at.
Make a perception check for me.
Yes, sir. Let me check my skill for that. I think it's. No, it's only a +1. That's a 9.
Okay, sure. As you look down, this hole is deep. It's like probably 150, 200 feet deep. It's hard to make out at this range. You can see what is the remains of the tent. It's like a purple and white striped fabric that the fabric itself all sort of fell to the side of the hole, but the poles and the walls have either broken on impact or are just scattered along the base of this pit. You can't make out the details of what else is in there, but you can definitely hear some people clamoring and clashing around. People are in panic, and you do see shapes, mostly unmoving, but some are like scurrying around. Very, very few of them are not bloody.
I am going to start taking pot shots with Eldritch Blast at things I see that are moving.
Okay, yeah, sure.
They're trying to enslave me. Fuck these people.
What's everyone else doing?
I've still got the dwarf. So
I'm gonna go up to Isabel. Granuel, what do you think?
Aye.
How's
Eh,
the big fire in the fucking
I think I
ground?
got 10. I think I got 10 points on that one there. I point down to one of the people I hit.
Sorry, make a perception check for me.
$23.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, you see the same thing, but your eyesight seems to be more well adjusted to the very, very quick change in lighting. And as you look down, you can definitely see bodies, most of which are moving. They're all bloody, and some are just completely trashed amongst what is a large worked stone floor. As you look down, you can see pillars that appear to be broken. They're also of stone. And the levels do change as you look further down. On the far side, there is actually a doorway, a wall that has caved in. And you see upwards, there are sets of pillars that just come up as the platform rises. And in the center of, like, the top end of the platform, there is a large podium that is, it's like the pillar is shaped like a chain, and then there is a design on top, and it looks like it should sit something, but there's nothing there.
Looks like you got an altar down there.
Could you fucking see down there? I just see
Aye.
people moving, but not that one. And I throw
You
another
gotta
Eldritch
look past
Blast.
the people. You gotta see with your eyes, not your hunger.
Fair point. Fair point.
Okay, so Alakin, you are like grabbing this dwarf by the back of the where the hair goes upwards, and you demand of him his information. He goes, wait. I'm sorry, I was never with them. My name is Beggett.
So
I'm here
Beggett?
Beggett. Beggut. Beggett.
Beggett.
He says, I'm here on personal business. I didn't mean to intrude or to, bet on people. I didn't do any of that.
Then why were you here?
That is a long story, and I don't think I like you enough to tell you right now. Why don't we just leave here and pretend that we weren't here in the first place, see?
I like that idea. Now that's something I can get behind.
That's a good idea. I like that idea.
I'm gonna pull out my map
Mm-hmm.
and have him point where we're at
Sure, yeah.
on the map.
Your map is of the whole continent, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so let me drag you all back to the main map.
Map time.
So as he, as you essentially thrust this piece of parchment in his face, he seems a little bit baffled by all the crosses that you have written on there. Some of the markings and drawings are just a bit strange. And he eventually looks a little bit confused and says, well, we're right here, and he points right here. If it showed up on the thing. That little purple
Is it?
dot.
Yeah, near Gaiseri, up
Yep.
and to the left.
Oh,
It
yeah, I
says,
see it.
We're in Gazairi.
Where? There.
Right there. I see it. Right there. He says, nearest town is Big Darky. It's about 3 hours away, I suppose. I'm not from here. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just, I saved your lives. You could at the very least be grateful to me.
Hey, you know what? You're right. I go over and I stick out my hand. I say, I'm Wade. It's nice to meet you.
Alakin, are you still holding him?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Sure,
I don't
yeah.
want him running off. I don't know who the hell he is.
He
That's
he
fair.
goes to walk up to you, Wade, and shake your hand, and as he goes to walk, it's like he just like holds out his hand as hard as he can.
Yeah, I'll go walk up to shake it.
If you could let me go, I'd appreciate it, you ungrateful little fucking. I don't know.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna kind of gently push him a little bit towards Wade, and let him go. And I'm gonna take out some charcoal and mark down exactly where he pointed on the map.
Okay, yeah. As you push him away, you can see he's not holding any weapons. He's definitely out of place in what you would consider to be a very sophisticated,
Slave auction.
like money high, slave auction.
Yes. So were you like one of us that captured you too?
No, I'm looking for someone. Did you see it? Did you see anyone before you were brought into the ring?
Take my hat off. Just holding in my hands, and well, there was this one guy in the center of the ring. It was a elf. He sadly he didn't make it.
No, I saw him. That's not who I'm looking for.
Oh, thank God.
I'm looking for a female dwarven person. Any of them, or
Does she have a name?
not to you?
Did we see a female dwarf in the body pile?
You did not see a female dwarf in the body pile, nor did you see one in the carts coming over.
True. I don't recall seeing a female dwarf around, at least not at the same time as us.
Right. Well, listen, I'll point you to the nearest town, but I can't stay. I've got things to do.
I want to walk up to him, put my arm around his shoulder, still bloodied, and go. So we're sure, you did see what I could do in there, right?
Aye, and I have no interest in being near you for any more time than I have to be, so...
Well, then, if we ever learn that you had anything to do with this, or if you tell our names to anyone, I'll find you, and I will fucking eat you.
Make an intimidation check.
Yay! I'm good at those. I am. I have a +6.
Damn.
That is an 18.
18? Yeah, he said he's shook by your essentially insult to him. He goes, "Hi, well, I don't know if you've noticed, but does it look like I'm one of them?"
Just covering my bases.
Whoa, guys, come on! This dude here, he saved us.
Yeah.
You seem about as
Right
smart as a
here.
sack of rocks. I'm not listening to you.
You've got a point there, Wade. Where'd you learn your skill with lockpicks? Talking to the dwarf.
I don't have skills with lockpicks. One of the guards dropped their key. What are you talking about? And he brandishes a physical key and just tosses it to you.
Insight. So much
dropped.
insight.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm gonna say you dropped. He dropped it.
Both
as
of
I'm doing
you
an insight check.
roll insight.
Yeah, I'm just scared for shit. That's a 5.
Okay.
Insight for me, that would be total of 9.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. From what you haven't really seen this dude before, so it's hard to read him. You definitely see that he's not the same rabble as most of the people in there. And you find the story like a little bit hard to believe in terms of a guy just dropped it. But for all intents and purposes, you believe him. Like the exact circumstances might be a little bit different, but he's not trying to lie to you.
I'm gonna wrap my arm around him, around his shoulders.
Me and
You're like
Thyra.
2-3 foot tall.
Yeah.
Lad, you can about any lore around these parts, hidden sanctuaries. And
Wow.
I guide him over to the hole, and I point down to what I saw.
He says,
Not
well,
aggressively. Fairly gentle.
I'll tell you what, I have no fucking idea what that is. If you're looking, I'm not from this area, right? I'm from Cord, so if you're looking for information about this, you'd probably be better off going to one of the local towns. Like I say, Bigdaki's 3 hours away on foot. If you leave now, you can probably get there by nightfall.
You said you're looking for someone. Why don't you come with us?
With respect, A, I don't want to be anywhere near you guys, and B, if they're anywhere, they're not going to be there, so...
What good's it gonna do you to just stay out here and look in the sands?
Look, I thought they might be here. It was a long shot. I was clearly wrong. They're not here. I've got better places to look.
Well,
Are they in
Yes,
trouble?
you.
Or
Make a persuasion check, I like you.
natural 20?
Oh,
Shit.
So,
shit.
total of 25.
Yeah, so what did you say to him?
I tell him, look, you saved us. I'm trying to help you. Some information to help would help us.
He looks at you up and down, tries to get more of a read on you, and he's a little bit reserved, but he says, "Why should I trust you? You're all cutthroats and sellswords."
Hey,
I'm a
I resent that.
First
Fuck
off, I'm a
you.
con artist and not a cutthroat.
Then what the fuck were you doing down
We were
there?
just
in
trying
that
to
pit?
protect ourselves.
Shit has to get
I'm
done.
neither of those.
Things got weird, I admit it. But
Look, this whole thing is like a fairy tale, right? It's an urban myth. But from what people say, they don't just target tavern keepers and shopkeepers. They target people who can fight. That's where the
Aye.
entertainment value comes from. You learn to fight somewhere.
Just trying to help out the tavern keeper and got pulled into this.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look him directly in the eyes, and I'm gonna say, "You're right. I do know how to fight. And in that training, I made several connections. If you give me information, I can probably help you. But I need that information."
He, because of your 25 persuasion check,
fuck.
he takes a minute and he is, thinking over it. Whatever this information is that he's withholding, it's clearly very dear to him. He goes, "Alright, I'll take you to Big Daki. We'll go there and I'll tell you everything along the way. Just, if any one of you tries to kill me, I'm gonna be fucking pissed."
Don't
Someone
worry.
looks at
Have
Isabel.
my word. I will not try to kill you.
I like
You haven't given me a reason, so I'm going to.
You saved us.
As
What-
much as I hold grudges, I remember those who helped us.
I prefer not to do the killing. We can help it.
Okay, well, let's go, I suppose. And he walks up to the pit one last time, just to look inside of it. At this point, the sounds of people are a lot quieter. There appears to have been a fair few people who have just bled out.
I'll take one more pot shot.
Sure, make an attack roll.
Yay!
With disadvantage because it's over 120 feet away.
No, it doesn't matter because that's a natural one.
Yeah, you see actually one of the guards who was carrying the creatures out into the arena is sort of like clutching his leg, and he's crawling over to the cave-in at the door and is trying to like claw all the dirt out of the way. And as you go to take a pot shot at him. You flick the ball of organic matter, and it goes towards him, and then falls, and it lands maybe 60 feet away. Explodes right there.
Worth a try.
Before we go, can I look down and see if I see the shape of, if I can discern Esau from anybody down there?
Make a perception check.
Oh, please shoot him in the balls.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
8.
8.
8.
Yeah. You see shapes. You don't see the discernible tattoos or purple robe of Isaf. I mean, he must be down there, right? Because everything fell down, so he's probably in the body somewhere.
He's not down there.
He's not down there.
He's not down there.
You figure he's probably down there somewhere.
Yeah, the characters do. We don't.
We don't.
We know this is a narrative.
Well, actually, I don't know if Alakian would or not, because he got a fireball, like a fireball 2 inches from his face.
Yeah.
So, okay. Turn around and I'll head back to the group.
Okay. He is still holding your map. You gave him his map to look at, and he's like consulting it and looking at the position of the sun to try and figure out which direction to go in, because there is no like definitive way to tell now that the pit is in the pit. So he's consulting the sun and consulting the map and trying to figure out which way to go. Yeah,
I'm gonna go over to him. I'm gonna go over to him. I'm gonna tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Kindly, I appreciate your help, but that's mine. I'm gonna take it back. I'm still gonna hold it to where he can see it, but I'm just gonna take it back and I'm gonna hold it."
As you tap him on the shoulder, he like visibly jumps. He's not accustomed to people like you, who he doesn't trust. Touching.
Also very stealthy, naturally.
Yeah, I mean you're right. And he sort of scowls a little bit and then takes a look back at the map, takes a look at the sun. And he goes, "Right, we're going this way." And he starts to walk. Do you all follow him?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
While we are walking, I am going to use my staff again to make a single daffodil. The petals are a creamy white, the cup is a yellow, and then inside is a purple.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take it up to Wade.
Oh.
Sorry, when things get a little rough, I tend to get a bit scary. And I'll give him the flower.
Oh, that is so kind. Thank you. Don't worry about it, because you smothered that thing with just like one hit, and it's exploding to little bits, and kind of saved my life. So it's alright. We all have those
Wade.
moments.
I love Wade.
Yeah, Wade, you hear the voice back in your head as Thyra hands you the flower and just kind of walks off a little bit. You hear the voice say, "She's scary, but I like her. I do."
Yeah. I'm starting to think that most of the people we meet are scary at this point.
Yeah, well, I mean, ever since whatever happened, I mean, you've been having a real knack for people who are tough son of bitches, right?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully they can help us, with our stuff if we stick with them. But yeah, for now, let's continue to be friends, but be careful, because they are a little scary, I guess.
You know what I think you should do?
What?
I think you should establish dominance in the group, right? We all know that you're super duper powerful and stuff. So what you should do is
Oh,
make
I
sure
want
that
him
you
to do
are
it so badly.
the leader by having a display of power,
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good before all this, but I still haven't done anything when we fight stuff.
I know you've been missing your shots and stuff, but I feel if we do a little bit of practice, maybe we can get them done.
practice sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I think practice is the way to go.
Yeah, I think that might be what that elf chick was doing earlier in that hole.
The elf chick in the hole.
Yeah, you know the big hole. Can you know what? I never asked you this before. Can you see the stuff that I see?
Yeah, I mean most of it, if I'm paying attention.
Okay.
What is happening right now? I love this so much.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I, thinking about stuff, I forget what we're looking at. But yeah, I see most of the things that you see if I'm paying attention to it.
Yeah, note to self: don't look down while changing. All right.
I've seen that many times.
Note to literally everyone. This is all inside his head. We hear none of
Yeah,
this.
no, is he talking out loud to this voice, or is
Nope.
he? It's
No, it's all in his head.
It's in my head. If you're very observant, you might notice that like I'm, like kind of looking upward, like I'm like
Yeah.
thinking about what I'm saying.
If
Which means I
you
would
look
probably
closely
do it.
enough, you might see him like start to just like move his lips a little bit when he's staring upwards.
Yeah, like
He's mouthing
I have,
the
to, I have to
words.
really concentrate to do it in my head.
Oh, I love Wade.
But yeah,
He's too precious for this world.
so you all
Yes, please assert your dominance against the almost 7 foot tall half orc.
Like just T-pose, just literally T-pose at everyone. Literally, we come down the stairs from an inn from sleeping one night, and he's just sitting at the end of the stairs, just T-posing.
he's like standing there with his pole in one hand and a fireball in the other, like I will kill you. But yeah, as you all start to walk off into the desert somewhere with your newfound companion, you'll level up to level 2. You're level 2 now.
Yay!
And we are going to end the stream there. And we will pick up next week along the journey to Bigdaki with our new level 2 heroes and continue the story from there. So
No one died.
No one died. In
I
fact,
think I
you
was the
all
one
kind
that
of
got
did.
hit.
Fucking
I
what?
think you were.
I need to scale up my monsters more, dude. That's. But yeah, we'll come back next week for the next session of Emoris. I hope everyone enjoyed. We'll try and get the technical difficulties fixed the next time. But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for coming out and supporting the stream.
Thank you guys.
Um,
Thank you.
You.
and
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I hope you come back next week for more adventures. But with that,
More of this shit.
we're gonna leave you to
Poor
it.
Wade talking to
And-
himself.
Yeah, I'm a little
There's
crazy.
going to be a lot more of that in the future.
You might
Yeah.
you get to learn why I eat bodies. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
And there's a lot of lore that just dropped on you guys, so we'll see where that goes. But we'll continue the adventure next week. I hope you'll stick around. But until then, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for coming out, and hopefully we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
So,
Flippy floppy.
bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye,
Bye.
goodbye, chat.